Right, hello, we are all set. Hopefully you can all hear me and you can all hear me well. If you do feel like I'm talking too loudly, there is a volume control on your headset, so if you do want to turn me down, feel free to do so. So I'm Natasha Kobrak and I'm the Senior Product Manager for OneClick and for our online applications. And what I'm going to be talking to you about today is our new offering, which is OneClick and its associated products. Now OneClick is live already. It's available today to purchase, and I'm going to give you a very quick whistle-stop tour of OneClick, of the products that it holds and that it complements. And obviously, if you do have any further questions, please grab me after this presentation. So what I wanted to start off with today is on the client workspace. So what you can see here at the moment is the OneClick workspace that is on offer for the clients. Now, for any one of you, if any of you have ever used, if you've heard of our CCH portal offering, we have integrated Portal with OneClick. So for anyone who is using Portal, you will still have that available today. We have rebranded it as Message and Documents, as it is our Message and Document Exchange offering within OneClick, and that is available for your clients. And you can see that in here. Before I dive into Messages and Documents, I'll bring your attention to the client team area over on the right-hand side. This client team area is fueled from Central, and it shows your clients who within the practice happens to be dealing with their account. So they can see there's some names, they can see some job titles, they can also see your smiling faces if you have added your photo within your employee record in Central. So you will be able to see that as well. We have a few options there around tutorials, and we can, obviously as we go along, we'll be adding more and more features into this section. But I did want to start off today talking a little bit about Messages and Documents, and in fact our collaboration tools in general within OneClick, because collaboration is it's a very, very important part of our proposition. Why is this an important part of our proposition? For three reasons. First reason is that the number one problem that accountants have today is chasing their clients for information. That is the most time-consuming part of an accountant's job. And smoothing out that process of getting information from your clients, giving clients the tools to be able to give that information back to you seamlessly, making sure they know what it is that they need to be returning, and being able to address those pain points is what OneClick is here for, and is what we are trying to facilitate with our Message and Documents area. Another reason the collaboration is so important is because of Making Tax Digital. Because once upon a time, Making Tax Digital was felt very, very imminent, and it is very, very imminent, and it does feel very, very imminent still. But it was even more imminent, and now we've had a delay with the HMRC, and you know what, that's great for everyone. It's great for us because we've built a product for Making Tax Digital, and it means that we can now really work on that beta program and refine it and improve it, and have it available when Making Tax Digital happens. But also, the most important part around collaboration in terms of Making Tax Digital is about helping you to deliver information a lot faster and a lot more iteratively to the HMRC. And that's where the collaboration tools come in. But the reality is, and this brings me to my third point, that Making Tax Digital was delayed, and now everyone's panicking about GDPR, right? Because GDPR is very imminent, and that is in fact this week. So GDPR has caused a massive influx of practices to come to us saying, we really need your help, we really need to be compliant, we really need to show our clients that we are compliant with their data, what can you give us? And that is again where Messages and Documents come in, and we do have a lot of practices approaching us now in terms of getting Messages and Documents up and running for them. And the reason that the Message and Document facility is going to facilitate the GDPR compliance is because if as a practice you mandate your exchange between yourself and your clients to go through the Message and Document facility, then you are in fact keeping all of that information and all of that communication exchanged online. And we have the reporting tools in place if you should happen to receive any questions or any requests requests from your clients relating to GDPR. So for example, if they want to know how you're using their data, if they want to report on where all their data is being kept and what it's being used for, and if they want you to delete all that data, then those reporting tools that we have in place will be querying not only all the stuff that you do on Central on a day-to-day basis, but also all the stuff that you're doing online and all the communications you've had with your clients. So if you're making sure that all that information is being kept within the message and document area, then it really facilitates that process for you. So those are the three reasons why collaboration is so important, and I'm going to start showing you some product now. So the message and document area, and again, if you do happen to be a CCH portal user, you will see a lot of similarities here. I'm going into the message and documents area, and you can see here a lot of messages and documents that have been sent to me from my advisor. Now, if you happen to be using Central and you're working on your personal tax return, or you're working in any of the compliance products, in fact, so accounts production, corporation tax, all of them are integrated into the message and document area. So if you happen to be creating any tax bundle or any documents that you need to push out to your clients, you can publish those directly from Central, and it will go into this cloud environment for your clients to be able to access. And not only can they access them and they can read them, they can also approve them. So if you want, you can set the document to require an approval from any number of the contacts that you have within that client's account, and that contact has to go and approve that document, and you will have an audit trail of that. So you can see here already that you've got the messages area, you've got the documents, but really in bold, in orange, there's a document there that needs approval and needs actioning. If you are, if it happens to be a client that has, or a user rather, that is associated with multiple client accounts, so maybe you do their personal tax returns, maybe you work and do work for their business, that one individual user and their one login can take them to the messages and documents area, and they will be able to see not only their own information, but they would see any other accounts that they happen to be associated all in here. So they won't have to go in with multiple logins. They can see it all in one place, and you would see what we call a swim lane in all of several swim lanes coming across here with all the messages and documents, those particular accounts nicely segregated into those rows. So that is the client side of the messages and documents area. But what about the accountant side? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in to my accountant workspace, which sits in here. Okay. Now this is the accountant workspace, and you can see a lot more tiles in here. We've really worked very heavily on tools for the advisor for this first release. So you can see already in here, again, for those who use CCH Portal, you will know that historically all message and document exchange has happened within the message center that sits in your on-premise Central suite, and you've exchanged documents through there. But we are building out an online message and documents area as well for the accountant. So if I click into here, you will be able to see already that there is an area there that you can actually exchange messages with your client. And if any client happens to come in, if any client does happen to send you any messages, you can see a list of all the messages in there across your clients, and that's in the online workspace. But not only that, okay. Also, we have on offer, okay, well, I have to go into my internet again. We have on offer the Practice mobile app for the advisor. Now, I am showing you my mobile phone. What you can see up there is just a mirror image of my mobile. I'll just have to log in again, because as any secure mobile app, it does time out if I don't use it. So if I just go into here, this is very hard typing one-handedly while holding a microphone, but see this, just a second. Okay. Worry about my login. It doesn't contain any sensitive information in my demo environment. Right, okay. So super duper. So I'm just logging into my Practice Mobile environment here. And what this Practice Mobile app does, and actually before I mention that, I will say that it's already available in the Play Store and the App Store, so you can download that. You do need to have OneClick credentials to log in, but it is available today in the App Stores. And if you have your OneClick credentials, you can access this app as an employee. This is on the employee side, and you have access to all of your messages across all of your clients. So any messages that your clients have sent through that messaging document exchange is visible in here. You can obviously respond to these messages. You can generate new messages. You can send documents directly from here. You can actually attach documents from your document management system in Central, and you can send it to your clients while you're on the go. And you can also mark those documents for approval. So you can do all of these things on your mobile app. And possibly the most important feature is that if you don't happen to be in the office or if you're on holiday, you can forward messages onto another colleague to deal with. So you can do all of that on your mobile phone. So that's a messages area there. We have a nice contacts area down there on the bottom left. It's going to show you all of your contacts from Central. You'll see about 4 of them on there, and that's because, like Central, it will show you your most recently actioned contacts first. If you want to search for anyone in detail, you can search there at the bottom, because obviously realistically showing an entire list of contacts of thousands of clients from Central will probably not be very realistic. But you will see your most recent ones in there, and you can deep dive into any ones that you happen to be looking for in there. And if I go into my top one, which is Tony Stark, okay, and I open up his client record within the mobile app, you can see here Tony Stark. You can see his email address. If you click on that, it'll open up your email app on your phone to send him an email. You can phone him again. That will open up your phone app on your mobile phone. And also you've got associated contacts there at the bottom, so that's any contacts that happen to be linked with that account. And also I've got right here on the middle screen, I can see here members of the practice that happen to be dealing with that client as well. So all that information is in there and is available for you, again, while you happen to be out and about. And you can send messages and you can see his documents, all of that from here as well. And if I go back onto my screen, I can open up my documents as well. Again, it's going to show me all my documents from my document management system. Again, you will probably want to search for those because you'll have a lot of them in there. So we've got a nice search facility, and you can do some advanced searching on there as well. So that's all of your documents, and that is the Practice mobile app. You'll see that there is a task section there that hasn't been finished yet. We are working on a nice task management area for you to see any upcoming tasks as well that you have across all of your clients. So that is your Practice mobile app. Again, this is available for the advisor, and it is available today on the app and the Play Stores. So that is the collaboration side of OneClick, and those are the tools that we have available for both the clients and from your advisors to really help a little bit with this transition to making tax digital, with GDPR compliance, etc. What other things do we have on here? If I just have a quick look at this accountant workspace, one of the things that we've really aimed for is allowing you to customize your workspace and to really try and make it bespoke to you. So you can see here that all the tiles in blue are tiles that we offer, so Wolters Kluwer products. We are also offering out a whole bunch of other third-party tiles on there as well, to just allow you to keep all the products that you use in one place. So you can go ahead and you can link to a number of bookkeeping products in here as well, and you can add them into your workspace and you can link out to there. We also are looking as a roadmap item as well to allow you to add bespoke products into there. So if you have any products that you've built in-house or that we don't happen to have available and you want to add in, we're looking to allow you to add in extra tiles for your employees and for your clients as well. We have an activity feed area over there on the far right, that activity feed area is driven by not only external notifications and communications, but also by internal activities. So the idea is to keep information flowing that's going to be new, that is going to be changing dynamically as you use this product, and it's going to keep you up to date with external and internal happenings. So you can see here that we've got Twitter feeds. You can link up to any of your clients' Twitter profiles. You can also go ahead and add any hashtags. So I've had a hashtag here for CCH OneClick, and you can see that our teams are busy tweeting away. Hopefully they're doing some work at the same time. And also we have access to news articles as well, driven by CCH Daily. You can go ahead and tailor those news articles to see what articles are interesting to you. So if you're interested in personal tax or practice management, you can go ahead and choose the ones that are interesting, and you'll only see those come into your workspace. And then finally, I mentioned internal activities as well. We have some notifications coming up. If you happen to do anything within the messages and documents area, if your client has approved a document, if they've activated their OneClick account, all those notifications are coming into this activity feed too. The next product I'm going to show you out of this vast list of products is the Open Integration product. Now, our Open Integration program is about us taking a very agnostic approach to bookkeeping systems. Obviously, we have our own bookkeeping products, Twinfield, but we are very much aware that accountants deal with a vast number of bookkeeping products on a day-to-day basis, and they won't always be dealing with just one. So we want to allow that, and we want to acknowledge that. And what we've done is we've created an area with an Open Integration which will link up to lots of different bookkeeping products, and you can link one client up to Xero, you can log another client up to Twinfield, and you can pull all that data across all of your clients into our data warehouse, which is what Open Integration holds. And all of this data is going to be pulled into the data warehouse, and you can imagine the amount of things you can do with that data. We're looking at things like creating graphical representations of how your client's business is doing, being able to push that out into the workspace, vast amounts of advisory and intelligence tools based on the data that we're holding in there. We are looking to extend this data warehouse as well, not just to the bookkeeping products, but also to other ways of collecting data as well. But we have worked on, for this particular version, we focused on the bookkeeping products first. Now, if I go into Open Integration now, you can see a dashboard here of some information from your businesses. I'm going to go into Tony Stark's business, okay? And his business is Stark Industries, okay? So I've gone ahead, and you can see already with Stark Industries that I've linked them up to Xero. This is a live connection on there. I've linked them up to him up to Xero, and I get a nightly sync of all his Xero data into my data warehouse. If I know that he's done anything more recently, or if I want, if I'm doing some work on his account and I want to have the most up-to-date information, I can go ahead and press sync at any time, and that will pull the information, and it will pull fresh information down into there. I can go ahead and I can click into data here, and I can see information coming down from Xero, and you can choose to see whatever date range it is that you want. So it's all the data that's coming down from Xero now. It's probably worth mentioning, I also have a status area which will show me give me a bit of an audit trail of all the syncs that have happened, and if there have been any successes or failures. Now, one thing that's interesting as well with Open Integration is that this information is also can be pulled down into our accounts production tool, okay? But not only that, for our latest release, you can also, within accounts production, if your clients happen to have any adjustments that need to be made, you can enter those adjustments into the accounts production area, and that will push it, using our Open Integration tool, it will actually push that adjustment straight back into Xero. So if you have, instead of having to go via your client and saying, you need to go and update their Xero account, you can do that through AP, you can sync through the Open Integration program, and it will push it back into Xero. So that's the Open Integration area, and I've only got 4 minutes to go, but I will have to talk to you about making tax digital. Because I mentioned Making Tax Digital, and obviously we've had our delay, but there are things that you can use on our Making Tax Digital products today. So if I dive into Making Tax Digital, okay, and I'm going to choose my usual suspect here, Tony Stark, and open him up, okay. If I go into Tony Stark's Making Tax Digital area, we have here access to his digital tax account. Now, most of you will know, if you use CCH Central and Personal Tax, that a while back we created access to a client's digital tax account through Personal Tax. And with OneClick, we've kind of really beefed that up. And now what you will see, if you go in through Personal Tax and Central, or indeed if you go into OneClick, you will see this browser-based version, which has on the main screen all the information that is held for that client within the digital tax account from the HMRC. Okay, so if you've got information, and this is actually pulling directly from the HMRC sandbox environment, I should add. So this is information that we plugged in for testing purposes and for demo purposes. So you can see here information that's held in here. You can also see if there's no information held in here, then it does show you that message too. Also, across that right hand panel, you will see information that is held within Central, okay, for those areas. So you can really compare between Central and OneClick, digital tax account, if there are any discrepancies in the data. And if you do see any discrepancies in the data and you decide that you want to use that digital tax account information, we have created the ability for you to select the items that you want to push down into Personal Tax, okay? And you can go ahead and you can tick those items in there and you can commit them to Personal Tax. So you can actually push all that information down from the digital tax account directly into that client's Personal Tax area. So we have built that, and again, like I said, this is available today. Another thing that we have available today, because I've spoken a lot about HMRC and I've spoken a lot about the digital tax account and pulling information back from the digital tax account. But another thing we have available today, specifically for your clients, is a mobile app, okay, that will facilitate the transmission of data from your client to you. This app is called the Data Request app. It's available to start off with in the Play Store, so that's for Androids. We are going to be working on an iPhone version, but before we work on and deliver the iPhone version, we are actually building a browser-based version that will actually be available within OneClick. To feel that's a bit of a catch-all for all types of clients. So it will be located within the client's workspace. What this Data Request app does, and I will go again, I'm going back into my mobile phone here, so just showing you that on the screen. What the Data Request app does, if you are if as an advisor you happen to be working on your client's personal tax return, you can go out and you can send a digital information request to all of the clients that you want to reach out to. Your clients will receive that on their mobile phone, or they'll be able to see it in their browser when that comes out in a couple of months' time. And they will see, again, based on the previous year's tax return, all of the sources of income available to them. And they will be able to send you information on those sources of income as well. So you can go ahead, if I choose income from UK property, okay, and I'm going to dive into there, I can see straight away the information that's held from my previous year. I can see the new information for me to enter, and that's from the 2016-17 tax year. Did I update that one? And you can enter the information into there as a client. You can also go ahead and you can attach photos, and this is where the mobile phone really lends itself, because if you happen to have, you know you have to give your P60, you can go ahead and just take a photo and you can just send it back using that mobile app. So you can do all of that as a client on the mobile app. Another thing you can do is you can add a new source of income into here if you have anything new for this particular year. And also, if I look at the allowances section on the top, I can go into here and I can see information, as a client, I can see information that's held within my digital tax account. So anything that's coming from the HMRC can be seen through here. And as a client, I can't change information on here because of how it works. I have to go back to source in order to do that. But I can confirm if I believe this is correct or not, so at least my advisor knows whether there's anything that needs to be chased. So that's the data request app. Like I said, this is available today. This is a way of getting that information back from the client, smoothing out a little bit that process of collecting information and sending it back to the advisor. So that's the data request app available for the clients. Now, finally, okay, because again, I mentioned that there was a delay with making tax digital, but we had built a product already, which is fantastic. So the final thing I want to show you is quarterly reporting. Because when it does come to it, we have a tool that's ready to do quarterly submissions. So you can see here in the quarterly reporting area, I showed you previously that my client Tony Stark has a business, Stark Industries. I can go ahead and I can drill into this particular business here, and I can see some information in there. And that information is another chunk of information that is being fueled by the Open Integration Program, because the information that the bookkeeping products that we have synced up to is going to be fueling this quarterly reporting area. So you can pull information down again from Xero, and all of that information I'm pulling down from Xero is now neatly separated into quarters, and I can just see all the quarters in there. I can see all the information I hold, and when I'm ready, I can go ahead and I can send it to the HMRC, and that's my quarterly submission done. So you can see here that's the quarterly reporting area that we have available. Once that quarterly submission has been done, I will get a tax calculation back from the HMRC, and you'll be able to see a whole list of them in here. Again, I told you this is the HMRC sandbox environment, so anytime I do a submission with the quarterly reporting, they send me back these kind of dummy figures there just to say that submission went through. So that's the tax calculation that has been sent back to me from the HMRC, and that's visible on there as well. And then finally, we have a status area, and that status area, again, always very important. It's going to show you an audit trail there of who within your business made that submission, what time frame it was for, but also, most importantly, whether it went through okay, because obviously when you're integrating with lots of different products, you need to be confident that that went through successfully and it didn't fail across through any of the APIs. So that is a quarterly reporting area, and that's the last piece I want to show you today. But what I will mention is that if you do happen to be part of the HMRC's beta program, okay, and you want to do some quarterly reporting, please speak to us. We're more than happy to facilitate that process with you. We do have the tools available, and if you're not part of the beta program already but you want to get involved, again, please speak to us and we can tell you how to get set up with the HMRC and how to get started with it. So that was your whistle-stop tour of OneClick, and I'm only 3 minutes over, which I think is probably not too bad. So let me know if you've got any questions, and I'm available here.